What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Social Club, where everyone has a voice, and welcome to the Social Club football event. 31 days, 31 videos. All August long, we're bringing you daily football content, from the NFL to college football and everything in between. Expect videos on Heisman frontrunners, NFL MVPs, bold predictions, hot takes, and more as we gear up for the new season. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a day of football content. We're building more than just content. We're building a community. So make sure to comment your thoughts below every video and let your voice be heard. Other than that, go ahead and pull up a chair, grab a plate, and let's talk football.
I'll kind of start, and then I'll kind of talk about what teams I looked at, and then I'll obviously pick who I have as my national championship. And you'll do the same, and then we'll kind of talk about maybe a sleeper team or two that could possibly win it. So when I looked at this, so there's obviously a combination, right? The SEC and the Big Ten are kind of the two big boys. The Big 12 and the ACC are a little weak, kind of based on the good Pac-12 teams going to the Big Ten and the SEC being the SEC. I looked at, a combination of experience, who's coming back, new transfers, stuff like that, but also schedule, your conference. And this team that I'm going with is on that easier side of the conference. And that's why I have the Clemson Tigers as my 2025-2026 national championships. They already have a national champion winning coach. They have an elite quarterback, probably going to be the first or second quarterback off the board in the NFL draft last year. They have, I think, the number one returning amount of production from last year. I think they have 17 of 21 starters coming back, which even not in transfer portal days is crazy. They got the two-headed monster on defense with Peter Woods and TJ Parker. They obviously have Cade Klubnik coming back, who 2 years ago was like, is this guy really the guy? Like, is he going to be the predecessor to all these elite quarterbacks that we've seen come out of Clemson? And then last year he showed us that he is. I don't know what their running back situation. I know their starter from last year left, but I know they have Antonio Williams coming back.
5-star.
What?
I think it's a 5-star running back. Yep, freshman. Could be a stud.
Because obviously they lost Will last year, and Maffa and all of them. So, but yeah, I have the Clemson Tigers winning the national championship. I don't think anybody in their conference is going to contend with them. So that almost gets them. I think they're an auto bye. Like, I think they're going to have a bye in the college football playoffs without a doubt. So I'll take a team where I'm not worried about them at least getting to the Elite Eight, for lack of a better term. And then from there, you have an experienced head coach, an experienced quarterback, and an experienced defense. I think the combination of all those things is why I have Clemson winning the national championship this year.
Yeah, just to piggyback off that, Clemson was – I was going to tell you my national championship game.
Okay.
Clemson is in that as well. I know it's kind of getting chalky at this point, but, man, that experience matters, especially when you probably have – like you said, the two-headed D lineman, two NFL guys, but there's arguably a first-round corner, A.J. Terrell's brother. I think it's Avion or Airvion Terrell. Stud. He's just like his brother. Lockdown clamps, long, lanky, fat. And then, obviously, some people don't like Dabo, but I actually don't mind him. He's a great coach, honestly. Klubnik back. I think he's getting maybe the right praise this year. He didn't get enough praise for what he did last year. I think he had 39 touchdowns, like 6 picks.
Yeah.
Anybody else doing that, I don't care if he's playing ACC, Big 12. That's really good. He actually played really well against arguably the best defense in football last year, other than maybe Ohio State is Texas.
Yeah.
And he played a great game, to be honest. It's just their defense couldn't stop Texas's running game.
Yeah.
So, which I know, like, you're going to say, oh, that defense, but they brought in because that defense kind of underwhelmed last year, Clemson. They brought in Minnesota's DC, and I think that's going to make a big difference. And Dabo hit the portal just a little bit. He finally got into the portal. He took off the Band-Aid and finally got in the portal. Grabbed in a Purdue edge guy, D lineman. It's one of the highly touted guys on the portal. Brought him in. I mean, their D line is going to be the real deal. That's what best defenses usually start at. They're going to be good. Cade Klubnik, third-year starting QB, should be just fine. I mean, 5-star freshman running back. I think he's starting. Who knows? They return all their receiver production, I believe. So they should not. They should, and I think they return maybe all 5 starters as well on the O-line.
Yeah,
if not 4. So
all 5.
Again, it seems chalky. They play in an easier conference, but that's my first team in the title game. Second team is a team that supposedly never wins a big one, but it's going to happen this year. I'll take Penn State. Ooh. And again, it's kind of the same thing as Clemson. I'm not a huge fan of Aller, but I think he can get you there. Reminds me of Will Howard.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Will Howard a little bit, but KU fan, but I love Andy. I think he's very good at putting guys where they need to be and scheming guys open. Tyler Warren, they used Tyler Warren as a Wildcat guy last year. Nobody does that at the tight end.
Yeah.
So I think Penn State, I know they're missing Abdul Carter on their defense, but literally everybody else is back.
Yep.
Both
running backs are back.
Who was before Abdul Carter? Micah Parsons ring a bell. They're just going to reload. And then they had
they have another guy that wears 11 playing the same position.
Yeah, no, but they had Chopper and then Matos before that. These guys reload the D line. Yeah. They always are good on defense. And then let's not forget the national championship DC left Ohio State and Penn State plucked them. Jim Knowles.
Yeah.
Jim Knowles is there. I think it's going to make they're already a good defense. They're going to be another notch over the top. I think they have the best coordinators in the nation.
Yeah.
And then James Franklin is when they're supposed to win games, they cover and they win. I think he covers at like a 70% rate. It's insane.
Yeah.
They're going to win the games they need to. Even if they lose, I think they go Oregon, Ohio State, or one of the two. Oregon or Michigan. No, they play Oregon for sure. I know that, but I don't know if they play Ohio State. But if they do, they'll have at the most 2 losses. They'll still be in.
Yeah.
So Penn State is going to be my other team. So I just think it's kind of the same thing. I like their coach, even though he can't win the big one. But when you get there, they should have arguably beat Notre Dame last year in the national title game. So if Aller just doesn't, do some boneheaded things.
Yeah.
But they have that 2-horse back system. They're loaded too. So those are my 2 picks.
No, I agree. Didn't come prepared with my exact title game prediction, but Penn State would obviously be one of the first couple choices. I think it would probably be between Penn State, LSU, and Ohio State. If Julian Sayin is even slightly above average, I think Ohio State can go back to the Final Four national championship type team. Obviously, we'll see if that happens, but he's just got to steer it. He doesn't have to drive it. He just got to steer it. He doesn't have to put the gas pedal down. If he can just not turn the ball over, kind of like what Will Howard did.
Will Howard, yeah. If Drew Aller can do what Will Howard did, you saw what happened.
When you have arguably the 2 best players in the country on your team, that helps as well with Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs. But yeah, I'm gonna get into my sleeper team, and this is a team that they're always ranked, they're always pretty decent, so it's not like I'm picking Mizzou or Kansas to win the national championship or something crazy like that, which, we probably will, but
worth a flyer.
And I'm using the same kind of thought process that I used with Clemson, obviously not as good of a team, but in the other weak conference, I'm taking the Utah Utes to raise the banner. I feel like they've had so many seasons in the past 10 years to where like a crazy injury happens to where they could have gone like undefeated or 1 loss. I like their quarterback, Dampier or whatever. He's a dog. Again, Big 12 schedule. So I just like what they got going on. I've read a lot of things. I'd be lying if I said I could name 15 people on this roster, but like I could for Clemson or Penn State or Ohio State. But a lot of people have them in their top 5 O-line and D-line rankings in the country. So I mean, if you can control the trenches in the Big 12 with a pretty above average quarterback, like I think that would be a little sneaker team to where if they win the Big 12, they're obviously in it with a bye. So from there, kind of anything can happen. So that's who I have as my as my sleeper team.
And I do love the Utah shout out. I do think, not just Dampier, but they brought his OC as well. And I mentioned that earlier in the video. I love when teams use, when teams bring in a transfer QB, but they also bring in the OC as well.
Yeah.
Better athletes. I mean, he tore up, I think he ran for 1,000 yards in Mexico last year.
Yeah.
So I know it wasn't a great competition, but I used to watch those late night games and I would bet every over
Exactly.
in the Mexican games because Dampier would carry.
Yeah.
So I like them. They have starts with an F, but the tackle for Utah will be, he might be a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
So they have guys, they just have had the worst injury luck the last couple of years.
And they finally
Whittingham's
got Cam Risner because he's been there for
Whittingham,
years.
Yeah, but Whittingham's a good coach. They always play well at home.
Yeah.
I mean,
sneaky tough place to play. Like,
yes.
Like top
play well at home.
Type, tough place to play.
And you mentioned Big 12, but last year, I mean, Arizona State was picked last.
Yeah.
And they ended up winning, and I think they ended up losing 2 games. And they, again, I talked about earlier, should have beat Texas.
Yeah.
So it's anybody's league. I love that shout out. I don't know if, I guess playoff team. Like you said, if you say playoff team, that could happen because they could win the Big 12. I mean, I think the lowest odds Big 12, they're all at plus 550.
Yeah.
Quick shout out. Not one of my teams, but I think Baylor, they just want the defense. I think Utah does, but I think Baylor's offense is one of the best in the nation, but their defense isn't there yet. But for my sleeper team, he kind of talked about on this conference earlier. This is it's not as big as a reach as this one, but I think Miami could have a again, it kind of goes off the conference, is not the best. I think Carson Beck is not that bad. I think he kind of got dragged in the mud, but he's a good quarterback. I really do think he's a good quarterback. He had, obviously, I think it was his first year or second year, whatever it was. I think it was first year starting. I mean, he come out the draft. I think he was projected after that season, top 10 at mocks.
Yeah.
So it's funny how it flips like that, and he's not that guy anymore. I mean, they paid him for a reason, but I think he can do just as that. I think that scheme they have at Miami can open guys up.
Yeah.
Not saying Cam Ward isn't the best. He's very good, but they brought in, and actually I think I might have misspoke on the Clemson one, but I think Miami brought in Minnesota's DC.
Okay.
That's what it was. I think Miami brought in Minnesota's DC, and I know they brought in a whole new back end. 5 new transfers on that secondary. I think they'll be good. They've been top in transfer NIL. They've been top in recruiting.
Yeah.
After 3 years of crystal ball, they've got to 10 wins now, and they honestly should have made the playoff last year. They choked at the very end. They got the guys. It's just a matter of, I'm just saying it's a sneaky little flyer. I think like plus 4,000 or 5,000 to win the title. I don't know how much they are to make the playoffs, but that's a team that people are probably looking, again, because of Clemson, how experienced and good they are and all this stuff, and easy conference. But I wouldn't be shocked if Miami made a run and even, 1 or 2 losses maybe sneaks into the playoff.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at teams like outside the top 10 or outside the top like 5 or 6 favorites, and it's like Miami, Bama. It's like big names, but they're from like a roster standpoint, they might be sleepers, quote unquote. So that's kind of why I went with Utah. It got me thinking though, what are some teams in like the top 10 to 15 that people are hyping up that you just don't see the hype around?
I've already said it once. It's Illinois. I know it's like, oh, you're just going to be like, well, they have experience like you've been mentioning. Yeah, but it's their 1-score games that they won, and they got football gods were helping them out that day.
Yeah.
I mean, you miss Pat Bryant. He's NFL wideout now, but I know Altmaier's back, but Bielema's a good coach. I'm not saying he's not, but I don't know. There's just I just don't see it. I think they're people are saying they're the new Indiana. I don't see that at all. I don't know. I just think, yes, their schedule's easier than you would, it's easy to prefer, but I don't know. They won so many close games last year by the skin of their teeth. They should have lost to Nebraska last year. And matter of fact, let me go back into that. That's another sleeper team I have.
I know.
I know this is wild to say, and I know I got a homeboy as a Nebraska fan, and it kind of just got brought up because I forgot about it. But they're a dark horse for 10 wins.
Honestly, Utah and Nebraska were the two I picked between, and I couldn't say Nebraska.
Yeah, no, I don't love Nebraska either, but second year with a 5-star
rule.
quarterback,
It's
year
second-
3 under rule
three rule.
is always year 3 rule is 10 wins.
Yeah,
So and at least everywhere he's been,
and their
Temple,
schedule is
Baylor.
favorable too. I think
Or not.
they're probably
Was
going
it
to
Baylor? Where did rule come from after Temple?
What'd you say? He went to Carolina
Where did rule?
in the NFL. Oh, Baylor.
Oh,
He went.
was it Baylor?
Yeah, he went.
Did he go?
to Baylor?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to be favored in every game before Ohio State, so they could go
Yeah.
6-0 going to Ohio State, take that loss and the Oregon loss, and you just have to beat Iowa, Minnesota, Indiana.
They got 2 transfer wideouts, one from Kentucky and one from Cal. Both those kids could be really good. I know you guys had a segment on Nebraska football earlier. Let's just say those guys, I don't know if they looked to the roster for real. That team can actually be legitimately really good.
And they got the trader from Mizzou on the D line, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't say
And
his name out loud.
that defense is honestly hasn't been bad at all the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
they actually have carried them into games rather than the offense. So
Yeah.
offense usually the sticking point because never really had a quarterback. But now second-year quarterback, third-year rule, vibes feeling good in Nebraska. You know it's always hard to win there. So
Yeah.
that'd be another sleeper team I have.
Yeah. The reason it got me thinking is because I will stand on this. South Carolina is not a top 15 team. Yes, they have arguably a top 3 player or a top 3 quarterback in the SEC and a top 3 defensive player in the SEC with Dylan Stewart and Lenore Sellers. The amount of production that they lost last year and how much they really didn't bring in, like, I don't get, besides the fact that they have an elite quarterback and an elite edge if they played to their capabilities. I don't see how this team wins 9 games. Like, I think they could go 8-4, 7-5.
I
And they
wouldn't
have
be shocked
Tough.
if they go 7-5. I would not. It's just a hard. I mean, I know I'm an SEC hater, but I'm more of like a realist. It is the hardest conference, but I sometimes believe that's not the best teams in there.
Yeah.
The quality of teams might be a little bit better, but some of them are on like Kentucky, Vandy. That's not going to carry you any weight.
Yeah.
You know, there's other teams that they are good, but whenever they lose or their ranking like goes down so much, then it's a give and take with how you want to go with the conference. But
Yeah. I mean, you lose SEC Defensive Player of the Year, Kyle Kennard.
Yeah.
You lose Rocket Sanders.
Eamon Worry
Yeah.
was a stud. He's gone. NFL guy. I mean, they lost so many NFL guys.
Yeah. And, I mean, on one hand, you can say that flag against LSU, which essentially took them out of the college football playoffs because they were already getting talks that they should be in it at 9-3. If they were 10-2, they would have easily been on.
And I guess to be devil's advocate, Clemson gave up a 3rd and 16 scramble from like the 20-yard line.
Devil's advocate,
against Carolina.
Mizzou scores to go up 4 against them with 48 seconds left, and Lenore Sanders has the drive of his lifetime. 4 plays, and then Rocket Sanders breaks an earthquake run. So, yeah, I mean, you could say that about a lot of teams, but I just don't see the hype. I think they're finishing the season unranked. Like, I just don't see how they're getting college football playoff talks. But yep, you never know. I wouldn't have thought they were going to be any good last year either. So
I got one more SEC team. It's not that I don't think they're going to be good. It's just hard to bring in a new quarterback this late. I think Tennessee could take it. Oh,
I was going to try to say it at the same time.
Yeah. Their defense is going to be really good.
QBs, right, with UCLA?
Yeah, they flipped QBs with UCLA. It's just hard to learn an offense. They didn't have anybody else behind them except for a redshirt freshman and a true freshman. I think one of them was a 5-star, but it's just hard. You can't do that in the SEC to start really, unless you got to be a stud. But it's just hard to run that offense. I know Heupel's got Heupel coming from Missouri as well. It's probably a difficult offense to run. So
yeah, only
I don't know.
I can do it, baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think Tennessee will take a step back. I mean, they made playoffs last year, but got blown out by Ohio State. Again, showing you that sometimes the better teams aren't always in the SEC. There's good teams, but not the best team, and it's happened for the last 2 or 3 years. And I mean, with my predictions, I see that coming again, but another not sleeper, but another team I'd take. I think Alabama has a really good year as well. To be honest, Alabama has loaded roster.
Some of his guys in, and people buying back in, and another team who was a shitty loss to Vandy away from a college football playoff. That's who we have right now. Arguably, possibly the same championship game, and probably the same championship game for a lot of people.